Good morning, my friends. This is Travis or T-Carp for the Scott Carpenter YouTube channel and the Sasquatch Awareness Project. Boy, we stirred the pot a little bit in the introduction to the Truth Denied, the Sasquatch DNA Study. If you'd like to actually look up the DNA study, you definitely can. The name of the DNA study is called the Novel North American Hominins Next Generation Sequencing of 3 Whole Genomes and Associated Studies. So in last reading, we read the introduction to the book and got a lot of comments and just a lot of fun stuff. People are like, hey, we want the evidence. We're getting to it. So we read the introduction, we read disclaimers, definition, exhibits, all these things. The next thing we're going to do, we're going to get into Chapter 1, the Principals and Groups. Stay tuned, guys. All right. Chapter 1. In order to understand the dynamics of the events surrounding the Sasquatch Genome Study, the reader needs to be introduced to the key individuals along with key groups that were involved. Please note that these are not those I consider to be key players in the Sasquatch Genome Project. There were many more people on the team. Throughout this book, they will be identified and their involvement described. David Pilates. David is the founders and director of the North American Bigfoot Search, or NABS organization. David formed NABS in 2004 with the mission to develop scientific proof that the Sasquatch does exist. So you guys can check out David Pilates' stuff. It's a Can-Am Missing Project 411. Phenomenal guy. Was my father's friend. Just absolutely great guy. Is my friend. Taking care, checks on me. He's a really, really, really good dude. So please check out his stuff. Anyway, 2 popular books, The Hoopa Project and Tribal Bigfoot, along with the Sasquatch Genome Project, were the results of the NABS mission. David sought out and selected Dr. Ketchum for DNA testing and purported Bigfoot Sasquatch samples. The website was http://www.nabigfootsearch.com/BigfootDNA-HTML. So that is the, excuse me if I can find that. That is the website there. Anyway, that is David Pilates. Okay. Dr. Melba Ketchum, Doctor of Veterinary Medicine. Dr. Melba Ketchum was the organizer and lead scientist for the Sasquatch Genome Project. Dr. Ketchum practiced veterinary medicine up until 1985 when she founded DNA Diagnostics. Dr. Ketchum was a Bigfoot skeptic until hair samples she tested from the TV show Destination Truth piqued her curiosity. This newfound curiosity, along with an open mind, led her to allow testing for purported Bigfoot/Sasquatch samples. Please see Dr. Ketchum's bio along with her CV for more detailed information. You can check that. So look up Dr. Melba S. Ketchum. Okay, so those are the next 2. All right. The next person you need to understand is Adrian Erickson, ADRIAN-ERICKSON, the Erickson Project. Adrian is the founder of the Erickson Project. This was a 5-year study to prove that Sasquatch existed. The project centered around several properties, with the most active one located in Kentucky. A family on this property had habituated a clan of Sasquatch over multiple generations. Adrian hired a team of investigators to include Dr. Leela Hajiki, Dr. Hajika, supervised the collection of DNA evidence. And I know I'm probably butchering the name, so forgive me there. Erickson joined the Sasquatch Genome Study after Todd DeStole tested his samples, obtained human results, then accused Erickson team of contaminating the sample. To make matters worse, he destroyed the DNA after Erickson's staff had requested the remaining samples be returned. Erickson was a major financial backer of the Sasquatch Genome Project. Richard Substad, Richard Stubstad. Richard had a master's degree in civil engineering from the University of California at Berkeley. He was with the Sasquatch Genome Project early on. He performed statistical analysis on the statistical analysis on the first mitochondrial DNA, mtDNA, results of 2 samples. This analysis showed that the 2 individuals were of the same Sasquatch mitochondrial Eve. Though not credentialed in the field of genetics, his work helped show these samples were from a Sasquatch. Richard later left the study. He claimed it was over a disagreement on wording of a non-disclosure agreement Dr. Ketchum requested Richard to sign. Richard thought that NDA was too restrictive, prompting him to leave the study. However, sources within the study team reported that the actual reason for his departure centered around his creation of Limited Liability Corporation, or an LLC, in California. This LLC also included Schmalzbach and Dr. Ketchum. Stubstad did not have Dr. Ketchum's permission to create the LLC or include her in this LLC. Doing it without her knowledge, Substad and Schmalzbach put in the bylaws of the LLC that they would receive 2/3 of any profits made off of Dr. Ketchum's research, as it was tied up in the LLC. Substad was also one of the main sources of the leaks and rumors that plagued the study early on. Wally Hersom, Wallhyhersom. Wally sold his extremely successful business, HC Power, in the year 2000, then retired as president of Power One's telecommunications division in 2001. Wally began to pursue his interest in Sasquatch/Bigfoot phenomenon. He became a major financial backer of the Bigfoot Field Research Organization, or BFRO, in 2006. He then began working with and funding the Olympic Project, where he learned about the Sasquatch Genome Project. He became the primary benefactor of the study. Below is a statement from the Sasquatch Genome Project website stating the importance of Wally. On behalf of its participating research scientists and laboratories, volunteer research groups, individual DNA sample submitters, and countless thousands of witnesses now vindicated, the Sasquatch Genome Project wishes to extend our deepest gratitude to its primary benefactor, Wally Hersom of Henderson, Nevada. His generous support ensured that the Sasquatch species' existence would not only be proven, but more importantly, that they would be recognized as a people deserving our respect, our stewardship, and our commitment to a greater understanding of their natural way of life. The Olympic Project. The Olympic Project was formed by Richard Germeau, Germeau, and Derek Randles. Located in Washington State, the main focus of the project was to deploy dozens of state-of-the-art game cameras with the goal of obtaining clear, high-definition photographs of Sasquatch. Along with this main goal, the team also was able to gather DNA samples in the form of saliva and hair. Many of these samples were sent to and included in the Sasquatch Genome Project. Wally Henderson was the main benefactor of the Olympic Project as well. Derek Randles was a major source of the leaks to Robert Lindsay concerning the project, as well as many untruths concerning Dr. Ketchum. The website for the Olympic Project is www.olympicproject.com. Robert Lindsay. Robert Lindsay is a blogger with multiple interests. One of these is cryptids, to include Sasquatch/Bigfoot. Robert's blog, Beyond Highbrow, featured an almost weekly Bigfoot news section. In this section, Robert posted stories, leaks, and rumors concerning the Sasquatch Genome Project. Dr. Ketchum, along with many of his team members. Richard Stubstad and Derek Randles were his main source for leaks and rumors concerning the study. Lindsay is a study in contradictions. He was a staunch critic of Dr. Ketchum, questioning her motives, making harsh statements about her moral character via leakers with an agenda. Later, after the study was published, making the data available, he became a defender of the study. He posted some of the most documented and well-reasoned articles in support of the study, even defending Dr. Ketchum, bemoaning how unfairly she was treated. Justin Samaje, Justin Samaje claims to have shot and killed 2 Sasquatch in October of 2010. In Northern California, an adult and a juvenile. Apparently out of fear and guilt, he covered up the bodies and left. Derek Randles hears about the incident and contacts Samaje, talking him into returning to the kill site to retrieve the bodies. Approximately 2 weeks later, in November of 2010, the Samaje and Randles returned to the site where they discovered 2 feet of snow is now on the ground. No bodies can be found. However, digging in the area where the adult was thought to have gone down, a piece of flesh is found. Samaje cut a small piece of flesh from the main piece and sent it to Dr. Ketchum for testing. Dr. Ketchum tested the sample and found it was from a Sasquatch. This sample was included in the Sasquatch Genome Project. It has been the source of obviously much controversy that will be discussed in later detail in the following chapters. Dr. Brian Sykes, BryanSykes. Dr. Sykes is a world-renowned geneticist from Oxford University, England. He specializes in the analysis of mitochondrial DNA, especially ancient human DNA. His work was made famous when he published the books The 7 Daughters of Eve and the Book of the Isles. Dr. Sykes would perform several Bigfoot DNA studies of his own, interjecting himself into the Bigfoot DNA arena in 2012. In the past, Dr. Sykes has been involved in testing purported Yeti hair samples. The testing of these samples gave anomalous results, opening the possibility that the Yeti samples were from an unknown hominin. These results appear to have piqued Dr. Sykes' interest in the possibility of the existence of an unknown hominin such as Yeti or Bigfoot. Dr. Sykes sparked hope with many that he would independently confirm the results of the Sasquatch Genome Project. Unfortunately, it soon became obvious that he had other, more nefarious motives. All right, so those are the key players that you need to be aware of when we continue. When we continue, we'll do chapter 2 in the beginning. I know these are boring first chapters, but we need to get through them. We need to understand who the players are, the moves being made, definitions, and such. Guys, thank you so much for tuning into the Truth Denied, the rendition of the Sasquatch DNA Study by my father, the late great Scott Carpenter. And guys, please share this to your friends. Please do this. We're going to read it. I don't care about making money on the book. If you buy the book, don't buy the book, I don't care. What I want to do is I want to get the truth out. I want to make this extremely accessible to everyone. And I'm excited to do it. I know I'm going to get some flack for it. Dad got some. We're coming for the sacred cows. We're coming for things, but we're going to get the truth out there. It needs to. All right, guys, I love you. God bless. Be well.